The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Namaskar, welcome to Next IS. I hope you are doing well. In this video, we will cover major headlines of the Hindu, Indian Express, and Press Information Bureau. So, without wasting any time, let's start today's discussion. Now, recently, Union Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation has dissolved the 14-member Standing Committee on Statistics led by Pranab Sen. This committee's work overlapped with the newly formed Steering Committee for National Sample Surveys. The Standing Committee on Statistics was established to advise on survey methodologies, including sampling design and survey instruments, and to finalize survey tabulation plans. During its tenure, committee's member repeatedly questioned the delay in conducting the decennial census, which has not been held since 2011 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And friends, the new steering committee for national sample surveys was formed in July 2023, and it will address survey-related issues of NSSO. Next article talks about cyclone formation in Indian Ocean. Because Indian Ocean has connections with Pacific Ocean bringing warm waters and Southern Ocean bringing cooler waters, these connections affect sea surface temperature and cyclone patterns. North Indian Ocean is crucial for supplying moisture for the summer monsoon, relying on significant evaporation from the Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal. But at present, Indian Ocean has relatively few cyclones compared to other oceans. This is partially due to high vertical wind shear and varying convection patterns, which inhibit cyclone development during the monsoon. And friends, cyclone activity in the Indian Ocean is split between the pre-monsoon and post-monsoon seasons. The Arabian Sea, despite being warmer, has few cyclones due to cooler temperatures, stronger wind shear, and lower convective activity compared to the Bay of Bengal. And recent events such as Cyclone Asna have highlighted the region's unpredictability. This rare occurrence reflects broader changes in climate patterns influenced by global warming and other factors, leading to increased cyclonic activity and unexpected weather events. Next article focuses upon Indian summer monsoon rainfall, which is now increasingly unpredictable, bringing both drought and floods, partly due to climate change. And a recent study in remote sensing of environment by researchers from India and South Korea revealed that declining Arctic sea influences the monsoon's behavior. The study shows that reduced sea ice in the central Arctic leads to less rain in western and peninsular India, but more in central and northern regions. Conversely, lower sea ice in the Barents-Kara Sea region delays the monsoon's onset and increase its unpredictability. These changes are linked to shifts in atmospheric circulation patterns, including altered Rossby waves and jet streams, which impact regional weather. Climate change also accelerates the loss of Arctic sea ice, amplifying the availability of the Indian summer monsoon rainfall. This highlights the need for improved climate models and forecasts to address the increasing extremes in monsoon rainfall. Now, India and US have agreed to swap hosting the Quad Summit. Now, the summit will take place in the US, and India will host the Quad Summit in 2025. Talking about Quad, it is an informal multilateral grouping of India, US, Australia, and Japan, and it is focused on promoting a free and open Indo-Pacific region, which is significant for maritime trade and naval presence. The grouping implicitly aims to counter China's growing influence in the region. Now, India's military diplomacy has been notably active recently with multiple exercises involving various countries. For example, India-US bilateral exercise Yuddha Abhyas is starting at the Mahajan field firing ranges in Rajasthan. Indian Air Force Tarang Shakti is taking place in Jodhpur. Malabar naval exercise scheduled for October, which will involve India, Australia, Japan, and US. Following these events, an Indian Army mechanized infantry contingent will participate in the bilateral exercise Indra with Russia. These exercises reflect India's increasing engagement with global military partners and its focus on expanding defense capabilities and interoperability. Now, National Security Advisor of India is scheduled to visit Russia from September 10 to 12 for BRICS National Security Advisors meeting in St. Petersburg. It will involve the national security advisors of BRICS countries, which includes Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, as well as new BRIC members, which includes Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and UAE. This meeting will likely to include discussions on ongoing Ukraine-Russia conflict amid efforts to push for peace talks. Now, parcel of land in Uttar Pradesh, which was previously owned by the family of former Pakistan President Pervez Musharraf, is set to be auctioned under the Enemy Property Act. This legislation allows the Indian government to control and sell properties of individuals who migrated to Pakistan or China following India-Pakistan and Sino-India wars. Now, what is enemy property? So friends, it refers to the assets left by individuals who migrated to Pakistan or or China after the conflicts in 1965, 1971, and 1962. It was initially framed under the Defense of India rules and was formalized with the Enemy Property Act 1968. The properties are vested with a custodian of enemy property for India who manages and can sell these assets subject to central government approval. Enemy Property Amendment and Validation Bill 2016 expanded the scope of the act to include legal heirs and successors of the enemies, irrespective of nationality. This was in response to various courts' rulings that challenged the act's enforcement. Now, a recent study has identified India as the world's largest plastic polluter, releasing 9.3 million tons of plastic annually, which constitute about one-fifth of the global plastic emissions. This figure suggests that India's official waste generation rate may be underestimated, likely due to the exclusion of rural areas, open burning of waste, and informal recycling. Nigeria and Indonesia are the second and third largest plastic polluters. China, previously identified as the highest polluter, but now it is ranked fourth due to its advancements in waste management infrastructure and controlled landfills. The recent finding could influence the Global Plastic Treaty, which is aimed at creating a legally binding agreement on reducing plastic pollution and greenhouse gas emission from plastics. Now, Headquarters Integrated Defense Staff is hosting a combined operational review and evaluation program in New Delhi. It is aimed to design prepare senior military leaders for future challenges by enhancing skills in strategic planning and anticipating threats. It focuses on fostering jointness and integration across services and improving coordination. The agenda includes panel discussions and lectures from 30 experts on topics such as evolving nature of warfare, globalization, lessons from recent conflicts, non-kinetic and cyber warfare, and the role of artificial intelligence and autonomous system in the military. Now, last date of submission of nomination for the Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Puraskar is 15 September. It is given to children with exceptional abilities and outstanding achievements. These awards are given to children in the age group of 15 to 18 years for their excellence in 7 categories for bravery, art and culture, environment, innovation, science and technology, social service, and sports. Now, External Affairs Minister will attend the first India Gulf Cooperation Council Foreign Ministers meeting in Riyadh. This is a historic gathering aims to strengthen ties between India and Gulf nations. Talking about Gulf Cooperation Council, it brings together 6 Arab countries, which includes Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and United Arab Emirates, to further political and economic integration amongst them. It was established in 1981. So with this, let's conclude today's discussion. Thanks for listening, and for regular updates, you can follow us on various social media platforms.